Hello, and welcome back to another Cookie Clicker update. Now, I think a lot of you have already noticed this, but some stuff has been happening over the last few days. There's been a new upgrade implemented into the game and some nerfs to that right afterwards. Now, first and foremost, we have a new building. We always gotta address that first. We have the Fractal engines. Now, they turn cookies into even more cookies. The methods of those buildings are getting more and more convoluted. I swear.
Well, I mean, it makes sense for fractals.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What we're going to do is, first of all...
good.
Yes. We're going to, first of all, buy as many of those as Cookie Monster recommends. So, self-contained. Let's get the corresponding upgrades there.
That is a grandma. Those are always nice.
Yeah, Meta Grandma. Because there's also been a new tier of upgrades. Now, obviously, you don't have all of them yet. This is, by the way, this is JJ's personal account. This is not the beginner's quote-unquote account that we have been doing the basic tutorials
Though
on.
I haven't played this in ages either.
So there's still a few kittens that you are yet to get to. Now, let's look at the info box real quick, or you want to do the sugar lumps first?
Let's just dump them in there, bud.
Get that to level 10. Rarefied air for making cookies, and I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. It was probably some scientific reference. So let's get into the info box real quick for the new changes, new updates that have come around.
Yes.
Now, first of all, a lot of this revolves around, or the nerfs, quote unquote.
Did we mention about on the beta already?
Yeah, this is right now. This is on the beta, but this will be implemented in the game in the actual live version later. So if you're playing the live version and you're logging into right now and you see this hasn't popped up yet, don't worry about it. It will happen in a few days, maybe weeks. This always shows up on the beta first.
I mean, yeah, that's why you won't have the we added a new thing. 2 days later, we nerfed it in your main version so that the game is more stable.
Exactly. They tried out he tries it out in the beta so that it happens, that it works well in the live version. Now, this mainly revolves around kind of bringing up the price dimensions for the game a little bit, because he states that the game's been going on for a while now, and it's pretty achievable to get to higher sums of chips, heavenly chips, and cookies. So he adjusts the prices as we're getting another achievement eating its own.
Yeah, that's for generating a certain amount of cookies just with Fractal engines.
Correct. So, the fact that it's now that easy to get to, like, as you can see, there are 300 million heavenly chips and counting.
Yes.
And even a lot more. For example, on my personal account, I'm in the billions. And, with that, you can very easily unlock all the heavenly upgrades, get basically all the achievements for having buildings, having cookies generated. So he upped the prices a little bit for heavenly upgrades to make it more challenging, to have something to still go for. Because once you've hit that 400 of every building for a while, that was like kind of the thing, that was it. And now he needs to, we're gonna implement some more stuff into the game to still make it playable, make it interesting to play. Dragon's Curve is the new dragon ore that was added into the Fractal engines. That was immediately brought down from 5%. It's down to 5%.
From 7.
From 7%, which, what that does is it makes it more probable that your sugar lumps will grow into a specific variety, like a special part, and it also makes them ripen. Now 5% faster.
Okay, yeah.
So, because sugar lumps are still the, I guess, most valuable currency right now. Because cookies and heavenly chips have kind of already been maxed out to where you can need them to be.
Sugar lumps also, as opposed to the others, don't really grow exponentially.
Exactly. So sugar lumps, that just comes with time.
Yes.
You can get 10 from sacrificing your garden. We've had the garden tutorial in the previous video, by the way. You can go find that.
Yes.
Link is in the description and there's an info box there, so go check that out if you haven't done that already. Now, the Dragon's Curve, there's an interesting thing that's called the Heralds that he brought in that you can actually see in the top left. Now, Heralds are, I think, Patreon supporters?
Heralds are people who have donated to our highest Patreon tier.
Yes.
And are limited to 100. Each Herald gives everyone plus 1% CPS.
Yep.
This feature is experimental and may be glitchy.
It may be glitchy, but so the idea is to build a community there. The bigger the community, the more people that donate to him, that will benefit everyone. So if you happen to be a millionaire and want to donate a lot of money, that'll give everyone playing 1% of CPS extra. So right now it's at 10 already, which is pretty cool. There's a feature now which is just there for fun, but the grandmas now have names and ages to them. And we'd be remiss if we didn't show it to you. So if you go to the grandma box right there, you can just hover over grandmas You'll see their age. Some of them are really, really old, too. What was that last one? Grandma McGrandma face. Wow, alright. There's actually number 42, which is specifically pointed out.
Yeah.
There you go. Grandma number 42. Doesn't even have a name. That's her name. That's the name that her parents gave her because they knew that she was going to be exactly number 42.
And a grandma.
And a grandma. Well, yeah, at some point. So there you go. You got all the names. You got all the ages. They're looking funky too. They got some outfits, but they're also...
They had the outfits before.
Yeah.
Whenever you purchase, I believe, the grandma upgrade for a new building, then they change.
But they're also in the Grandma Apocalypse right now. So let's check the info box. See if there's anything more. The season switch has also been tampered with a little bit. Because it used to be really cheap to switch seasons.
Yes.
Concerning the, how many cookies people would achieve.
Wow, the tooltips are nice.
That is true, but also it's now more expensive. It's a lot more expensive now to switch seasons
CPS,
around.
that probably means that you can't clot into paying half.
Correct. You can't do that anymore.
Well, can you do that for the Switch? The Gold Switch?
As far as I'm aware, the Golden Switch was not altered, so I would say yes.
I mean, it doesn't say that it's cost adjusted that way. Okay.
Yeah, the tooltips are really, really good. Because usually what I would have to do, and what a lot of people would have to do, is actually go to the Cookie Clicker wiki and check how many cookies are there again, like how many eggs, how many Halloween cookies are there again, and Christmas cookies. And
Christmas and Halloween I could have told you that it's 7, but yeah.
Eggs are 20. And right there you can tell...
Yeah.
Right there you can tell, that means you also popped the chocolate egg already. Yes. There is, however, also...
I must have happened accidentally when mass buying.
So that's really, really good. Now, there's also one which would help you avoid buying the chocolate egg, for example, the Vault. We're going to talk about that when we get there. The Vault doesn't have an upgrade. When you press Control and click something, it vaults it. Which means that after you then push purchase all upgrades, that one doesn't get purchased because it's still in the Vault.
Yes.
Which is the idea to do with the...
I also don't have purchase all upgrades because it's also Heavenly Upgrade.
Yeah, exactly. So we are going to show you the new Heavenly Upgrades, though. If there's nothing else important in this node, well, you can't accidentally click Wrinklers. Maybe some people had issues with that.
Yeah, I think that happens when Cookie Storms. That happens sometimes.
Yeah,
I think otherwise. It's really big
deal. And you can also now end seasons. So you can start Valentine's season, and because you get the hearts really quickly, the heart cookies within 2 minutes you got them.
Yeah.
And you don't want any other season to trigger. You don't want the cost of switching to another season to end that. You can then just click on it again and it'll just stop.
Okay, that's somewhat useful, I suppose.
Which wasn't possible before.
Although I don't think there's any seasons that have a downside. So
no, before you'd have to then let it play out. But maybe if you don't want that, it's just a nice, interesting thing to have.
Yeah,
so we are going to get into the Heavenly side now. And show you the new...
so dramatic, man.
It's so dramatic. The cookie breaking apart, it breaks your heart. So first of all, you will notice that... exactly, that's the heralds.
I think that's required for the season switcher. If you don't already have it. Because that's what the arrows tell me.
But it's 100, so... silly, of course, we would buy that. Then... correctly. That is one, the Inspired Checklist.
That unlocks
the buy all feature, and it also unlocks the Vault. That's what we've been talking about. You can buy all, you can get the Vault. There's one... The keepsakes, the seasonal drops, they have a 1 in 5 chance of being carried over. It's a really good one.
That's nice.
It's very expensive, but it's a really good one to have.
Yeah, but you always when you're starting your new ascension, you're going through all the seasons. You have to wait ages for the Christmas and Easter stuff, and yeah.
That's a good one to have. The label printer. Now, you can mouse over an upgrade to see its tier. This is just the informational stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's... I mean, if you really... if you have nothing else to purchase, that's okay. Eye of the Wrinkler has been in there before. That's not completely new.
Yeah,
it's same idea. You move over over the Wrinkler, mouse over the Wrinkler to see its cost. Now, up there, where you would just... Okay, Genius Accounting. Unlocks extra price information. So this is... Now, a little bit of a feature like Cookie Monster actually has, where it tells you...
You already got that with Cookie Monster, yeah.
Exactly.
So where were you?
So when you're actually going to buy the sugar, yes, there's more. There's a lot more actually now. So, sugar baking...
Each unspent
sugar lump gives 1 CPS. This is a pretty good one. Now, the other one... is Diabetica Demonica. Sugar lumps mature an hour sooner.
I think this one was around before as well.
I think they were.
This one. I might also be thinking of this one because there's.
I think they were, and there is more up there.
Yes.
Can you purchase the sugar lump on the left?
Yes.
To see what the other ones are. Okay, sugar craving and
sugar crystal cookies.
Okay, the sugar crystal cookies, I believe, might be new. What definitely is new is the other three, and I don't know what they are. I've seen them on my playthrough, but even I couldn't afford them. They're hundreds of billions of chips, and there's a box of cookies, a box of maybe cookies, and a box of definitely not cookies. And the descriptions are just as cryptic as their names, so I don't know what they do.
Okay.
I honestly don't know what they do.
I'm pretty sure you could probably look that up on the wiki.
Probably could look it up if it's actually already checked for it. If it is, we just type it in the description, or we're gonna link the wiki in the description anyway.
Yeah, of course.
So if you want to do that research for yourself, go ahead and do that. So
don't want to spoil it for people that don't want to know. Yeah. I mean, if the upgrade itself doesn't tell you,
it's supposed to be.
You might want to get the surprise.
It's intended as a surprise, so yeah. I haven't looked it up myself because I don't want to spoil it for myself. I want to buy it actually when I get there, so I'm kind of curious what that is supposed to be. So those are by far the most expensive ones. Yeah, so those are the heavenly upgrades that have come with the newest update to the game.
Yes.
Some new stuff to strive for, the mysterious cookies, and some more information tools. The genius accounting, also the mousing over the wrinkles, which has been there before, just as additional information about here's how this works. Like, here's more numbers that might help you, just for convenience.
I mean, it was obvious that people were interested in it because they were using plugins to do that exact same thing. So might as well give it to people directly in the game.
Exactly. Like, you don't need to do... Well, if it were to be completely useful, you wouldn't have to use Cookie Monster anymore if all those features were to be...
Well, yes, of course.
Provided by the game. Of course, that's
some
not
of
be
the features aren't replicated, which makes sense because if they also gave you all the optimized purchasing stuff, then there would be a lot less thinking involved in the game.
Yeah, I mean, at some point it gets tough to do the math, but those are the heavenly upgrades. Do you want to reincarnate? It doesn't really matter. We're not gonna go into the whole thing right now, but that's all there is to know. Importantly, about you could have put different permanent upgrade spots, but that's okay. That's all.
I'm not gonna keep that. I'm gonna reset the save anyway.
I thought so. So that's all there is you need to know about the new upgrade in Cookie Clicker. If there's any more questions, drop them in the description. We're gonna answer all the ones that we can answer. And other than that, again, read the info log yourself. Most of the stuff should be explained there, and the wiki should be up to date really soon. At least at the point where it actually hits the live version. The wiki should be up to date too.
Yeah, easily.
So that's all we wanted to tell you today. Again, questions, leave them in the comments. We can talk about that. And let us know what your favorite feature is. I personally, low-key, my favorite feature is the tooltips for the Season Switcher. Yeah. That's huge. That's that absolutely huge. I love that. So that's really, really good. That's my personal favorite. But what do you think? So leave a like on the video if this helped you at all. I think it's interesting. I like that he's keeping up with that stuff. Bringing up new stuff, especially for the more advanced players. There's more interesting stuff to always go after. Leave a like on the video, subscribe to TrashcanTV Gaming if you're interested in other stuff that we do. Maybe check out some of our Hearthstone gameplay, which we do on a weekly basis. And we have a podcast on Saturday nights, every Saturday night. In fact, it's called Trash Talk, and it's about a bit of a more random stuff. It's not necessarily thematic all the time, but it's just to sit together and talk about some stuff in a relaxed fashion. So if you're interested in that, go on ahead and listen to it, and we're going to see you in the next video, JJ.
That's it?
That's it.